Just glanced at that today, but or is it Beijing Biden's people himself? Maybe what if it's Jill Biden? What if there's a portal? How many people have access to this portal where they can set the government requested flag? I do have many questions about this, my friends. All right, good evening, my friends. Tonight we're going to talk about the Twitter algorithm. It is now open source, my friends. And this is Stephen Tay's blog. I guess I'll put a link to this in the description below. So this is from a couple days ago, 4 days ago, sorry. In the South, a couple can be up to 5, by the way. It was a big day for Twitter and for open source. The Twitter algorithm is one of the most important parts of the Twitter experience. It determines what you see on your For You page, your notifications, and your search results. Now, a couple of disclaimers. I don't know the language that's called Scala or Scala. I don't have a debugger. I can't go through this, and I don't know exactly the vernacular that they're using. I'm only going based on a lot of assumptions. Now, they did write a lot of self-documenting code, which we're going to look at. Hopefully it'll be readable. And I know this may not be a video for you, but I find this interesting, and maybe some others will as well. So we're going to go through some code here. Aptly named the algorithm on GitHub. I don't know about how you feel about GitHub, but I think it's a huge pile of crap, and it's always been. So links will be in the blog post here. So here are some of the takeaways about how the Twitter algorithm, and some of my own ones as well, works after diving into the code bases. Now, there's some Python, there's some Scala, there's some YAML, all sorts of different file formats. So Scala or Scala looks a lot like Java, and all of my assumptions are probably going to be pretty close. So number one, your following to follower ratio matters. So there's something called TweetCred, which is a PageRank algorithm that produces the page rank of users who have a low number of followers but a high number of followings. So here's the comment. Adjust reputation post calculation. Takes the number of followers and the number of followings, and then blah, 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 blah. We'll just look at it here. Here it is. Adjust reputation post calculation. Num followers, num followings. And just a FYI, if you are under 2,500 followers, this doesn't apply to you. So I only have like 1,100. FYI. So that's probably why nobody sees any of my tweets. So, and it does some math. It's a little formula there. And yeah, so that's pretty much that. Page rank, of course. If you have a high page rank, that's why why some people show up a lot and others do not. So the algorithm assigns a numerical score to each user based on the number and quality of interactions they have with other users. The higher the score, the more influential the user is on Twitter. That's why CatTurd, well, when the algorithm was working, had insane page rank. And it calculates a reputation score based on account age, number of followers, and device usage. That's curious. Did it discriminate against Android users? I don't know. There was a rumor of that. I know there was general scorn against Android users by us haughty iPhone users. I don't care. I use an Android emulator. There's no such thing as an iPhone emulator that I know of. Adjust the user score based on the follower-to-following ratio. And it's this TweetCred score, which is a number from 0 to 100. I bet mine's pretty close to 0. And that's my user's reputation on Twitter. It's used to determine which users should be recommended to follow, or which users should have their content highlighted. Or in my case, deboosted. So, Twitter Blue subscribers, and some of these we kind of assumed, but now we really know, which is a good thing. Twitter Blue subscribers get a boost in the algorithm. Where's that one? That's not here. Again, all these tabs are very confusing. So this is Blue Verified Author in Network. I don't know what that means. It may mean if the users follow each other, that would be considered in network. They get a multiplier of 4. And if they're out of network, again, can only assume, they get a multiplier of 2. I do not have a blue check mark. Don't plan on buying one. Okay, yeah, just saw that. Creating engaging content is more important than likes and retweets. So, if someone likes your tweet, you get 0.5. Wait, retweets 1. Click into your tweet, reply and stay there for greater than 2 minutes. 11. Check out your profile and like reply to a tweet 12, reply to your tweet 27, reply to your tweet and engage with the reply. The author engages with the reply of the original 75. Request show less often, and you can use these however you wish. If they block or mute you, minus 74, and if they report your tweet, minus 369. So we should be on tab 4. Yeah, this is just a README file, I believe, because I couldn't find any place. I found one place in the code where these variables are referenced, but they did not look like they were being actually used. They just looked like they were being assigned, or they were being defined, I should say. So minus 74 that's negative feedback, is show less, and is report tweet clicked, minus 369. So yeah, so that's confirmed. Again, maybe that'll come to light later, or maybe I just couldn't find it. And then this is just putting things in perspective. A user clicking on your tweet and staying there for 2 minutes is weighted 22 times more than just liking your tweet. If they click on your tweet through your profile, if they click on your profile through your tweet and like and reply to a tweet, it's 24 times more than a like. If they reply to your tweet, it's 54 times than a like. And if I guess if you get ratioed, it kind of gets boosted. Interesting. If they reply to your tweet and respond in their reply, 150 times more than a like. If they report your tweet, minus 783 times the effect of a like, and you're basically fucked. And getting blocked and reported is bad, really bad. So it should be tab 5. No, I don't think that's it, is it? No, that's what we just looked at. Negative feedback loops will reduce your reputation score. Getting blocked, muted, abuse, spam, unfollows, but not as heavily. It is this tab here. So we will only keep unfollows. Oh yeah, I forgot to go to the top here. So yeah, this is the blocks. Okay, so this is a configure pipeline, and it's creating a unit, and that is going to be equal to the number of blocks, the number of mutes, the number of report as abuses, and the number of report as spams. Again, use this feature however you wish. And then here's the part about number of unfollows, but they put a comment on the top that says we only keep unfollows in the past 90 days due to the huge size of this data set. And to prevent permanent, quote, shadow banning. Wait a minute. I was told you don't do this in the event of accidental unfollows. I was told shadow banning was just a conspiracy theory, and it was all just a right-wing hate speech, misinformation. And that, yeah, so unfollows, not that important. And here's the part that should tick you off. Hell, it should piss you off the most. The government can interfere with the algorithm. It should be tab 6. No, tab 6 was just looking into this function that's in this feature called get flock features. So it doesn't really seem to be anything, but this does seem to be some sort of graphing feature. Again, don't claim to know the vernacular. Anyway, on to the government intervention. So this is something called the soft intervention display type marshaller. Okay, and it's injecting Java. So there's a field called government requested, and it is of soft intervention display type dot government requested. We look at that, we see that it is, this looks like an enumerator of the soft intervention display type. So obviously there's 4 selections. Get the latest, and this is those things that Twitter puts at the bottom of your tweets. Get the latest. I assume that's outdated information. Stay informed. That's someone posting a flat-out lie or allegedly a flat-out lie. All depends on who's determining that. Misleading. And then government requested, my friends. Now, this causes me to ask, who is setting this? And if it is it from, like, the FBI, the NSA, the press secretary of the White House, who she allegedly got a DUI a couple days ago, or last week. Just glanced at that today. But, or is it, Beijing Biden's people himself? Maybe, what if it's Jill Biden? What if there's a portal? How many people have access to this portal where they can set the government requested flag? I do have many questions about this, my friends. Okay, so the government can intervene. We all knew that, which is pretty much a direct violation of the First Amendment. It happens so often that Twitter engineers created not a class, an enumerator for it. So an enumerator is like, so let's say you're selling a widget and it only comes in 3 colors. You say, widget or color dot red or color dot blue or color dot red or dot green, sorry. So but numerically the value is 1, 2, and 3. It matches the name to the number. It's just easier to deal with. Self-documentation, my friends, very important. So presidential elections are another big part of the Twitter algorithm. So during the election events, the algorithm can recommend election candidates and suppress misinformation. Hopefully, pick the right tab. Nope, next tab. This appears to be a method, election candidates fetcher, and it is building out a election candidates. It looks like it's building out a constant, and it's gathering them from the Strato client election candidates path. No idea what that is, but it looks like it's going to get, I don't know, maybe a JSON file somewhere. Who knows? So I looked for that, and the only other place it is this mention here in real-time common constants. And this is follow recommendations, election candidates. There you go. And then the second part was what again? Suppress misinformation. Here it is. This is all safety label types. This is thrift, the model map. I don't know what thrifts are. They just look like key value pairs. We're gonna look at one at the end here. So there's ones that make sense. Abusive. Well, maybe. It all depends on who determines any of these things. Agatha spam. What the heck does that mean? I don't know. Copy pasta spam. Do not amplify. I bet I am marked as that. Downrank spam reply. Gore and violence. Obviously some of these do make sense. Like, well, hateful conduct all depends on who is saying that. If he said that, I love Jesus is a hateful conduct, then, who knows. But cutting kids' dicks off, that's okay. Let's boost that shit. Anyway, low quality. Uh, let's see, not safe for work. It's a whole bunch of not safe for work flags. Search blacklist spam. Okay, here's another one I've been flagged with. If you post a BitChute URL on Twitter, I don't know if that's still the case. It gets flagged as an unsafe URL, my friends. It gets flagged with a safety label, untrusted URL, misinformation, lol. All depends on who's determining that. Brazilian political tweet. Now this says deprecated. So deprecated types are not supposed to be used, but they're still in there. Means they can still be used. I know this is low level stuff. Maybe maybe there's no audience for this. I don't know. I just think this stuff is interesting. And again, all these down here are allegedly deprecated, but Elon, delete them. Fix your code. It shouldn't be that tough. Misinformation, COVID-19. Told you they'd do that. Misinformation, Brazilian election. Don't remember that, but okay. Misinformation, COVID-19 vaccine. Told you about that in 2020. Misinformation, French election. Why didn't they just type it out? I mean, that's only, 2 more letters? Misinfo, Philippine election. Because, I don't know. There's no, high toxicity holdback model score. There's obviously no length of property there. Type name, I guess. Misinformation, U.S. election. That probably wasn't even used after 2016, by the way. Not safe for work, near perfect. I don't know what that means. Persona non grata. That means pretty much someone shunned from society. That's very curious as to who's defining those. P, misinformation, combined 15, then combined 30, combined 50. No idea. Maybe that's kind of a counter. Like they've done this 50 times, maybe. Misinfo deny list. Sounds harsh. Misinfo veracity nudge. Again, don't know what nudges are. Could be my Florida ignorance, very big brotherly. And the images and video are good for the algorithm. This light ranking model, tweets and images have a nice 2x boost. I think that's this one. Yeah, that's early bird. Yeah, early bird. Relevant search utility for early bird. Tweet has an image URL boost 2 and video URL boost 2. And of course, back to the aforementioned tweet cred. The algorithm will feature more of your tweets if you have a high tweet cred. So it should be the second to last one. Nope, it should be the last. So the tweet cred of the user is set, and if for anti-gaming, when a limit the maximum amount of hits, the same user can contribute. So if you're tweeting 3 times I think it's 3 times an hour, you will only be included in the algorithm 3 times, unless your tweet cred is 65 or over. I can almost guarantee mine is not. So this is one of those thrift files too, by the way. Yes, the limit is lifted, which means you can post as many tweets as you want, and the algorithm will consider all of them. With threads, you can post a lot of tweets in a short period of time. They will still be considered by the algorithm. So I guess they're encouraging you to make threads. And this is fairly obvious, and I don't have a problem with this. Your tweet's relevancy decreases over time, and it basically, your relevancy score will decrease 50% every 6 hours. And this is to be continued, my friends. So this is a post work in progress. He's still going through the code base. I don't think I'm going to spend much more time there unless something new drops. And we may cover this again, my friends. And again, I don't think anyone's going to watch this, so maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe on Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey. Hell, I'm putting this on YouTube too. What the hell? So thanks for watching. Pick up some non-perishable food, and God bless.